rain is controlled by Indra. Then there is air, which is controlled by Vayudev. Then there is water controlled by Varuna, fire controlled by Agni. Happiness does not depend on rich and poor. Actually, in Sanatana Dharma, Eko Brahmam Ditiyam Nasti. There is only one supreme God. But he was happy to live in a hut and give advice to the king who was living in a palace. Definitely the world is Maya, no doubt. We cannot choose our parents. What to speak of choosing our parents? I cannot choose what country I want to take birth from. I cannot choose what species I want to take.
ಸರ್ವರಿಗೂ ಹೊಸ ವರ್ಷದ ಶುಭಾಶಯಗಳು. Wishing everyone a very happy new year. May this year bring in lots of love, happiness, joy and laughter. Let's begin this episode with inspiration and insights from our special guest, His Grace Jaganmohana Gopala Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Welcome to MicDrop.
Hare Krishna.
We are so blessed to have you here on our show today. So we want this new year to begin with lots of joy and happiness to everyone.
Yeah.
Wishing you a very happy new year, Prabhuji.
Vedic aphorism, Loka Samastha Sukhino Bhavantu. Let people be eternally happy. Not only during the beginning of the year.
Correct.
Let everybody be happy throughout the year, throughout the life. In fact, beyond that, let them all attain eternal life. That's why we always say Asatoma Satkamaya. So we should move towards the life of eternity. See, the conch shell is blowing in our temple. Yes. We are also very happy to receive you here.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So today with your insights, I would feel like some of my audience who had few questions about life, meaning of some different aspects of life. So I think your insights would definitely inspire them today.
Whatever I heard from our Guru, Acharya, His Divinity A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, founder Acharya of IskCon, I'll just share the wisdom.
Yes.
He gave us the same Vedic knowledge which was spoken long back by Krishna. He repeated the same, and our duty is also to humbly repeat. This is Guru Parampara. We just repeat. Yes. Hare Krishna.
What is God, Prabhuji? Some people believe, some don't believe. How to connect with God or divine energy?
There is a statement by Parashara Muni in Vishnu Puran about the definition of God. Usually people ask, does God exist? But this is not a very intelligent question. This is like you see something and then you are asking, is there a creator behind this? This is quite illogical. Whatever we see, it's logical to conclude that there should be a creator. We can only define what is God. Then later we can understand who is that God. So Parashara Muni, he defines what is God. God is the capital God is addressed as Bhagavan in Shastra. So Parashara Muni gives the definition for God, Bhagavan, as Aishwaryasya Samagrasya Viryasya Yashashashriya Jnana Vairagyyochaiva Shannam Bhagam Itingana. He says that the Supreme God means a person who possesses 6 different opulences. Opulence refers to the different very wonderful aspects of the person, the Supreme Person. The first opulence is he should be Aishwarya, he should be opulent. God should be opulent. God is not a poor person, he is not a beggar, he is a very rich person. Naturally, God is a rich person. Aishwaryasya Samagrasya Viryasya, he should be powerful. Usually it's very difficult. Somebody may be rich, but
not powerful.
To be powerful, they have to recruit somebody who is powerful. Maybe nowadays, or even previous cases also, they have to recruit Gunda to fight for them. But that's not the case with God. He is all powerful. He is all rich. And whoever is very powerful, very rich, they may not be very beautiful. Especially somebody who is a Gunda is usually portrayed as a ugly figure. But Krishna is a very powerful personality, but he is a very beautiful person. Aishwaryasya Samagrasya Viryasya Yashashashriya. Yasha refers to a very famous personality. So God is all famous and he is all knowledgeable also. Jnana, then he is a Vairagi. He is also supremely renounced. Though he is the creator of everything, but he is not attached to the creation. He is very happy in his own way. So when you see a person who is full in all these opulences unlimitedly and always, then that person has to be known as the supreme personality of Godhead. We usually don't say God because this is a very traditional, in Vedic culture, Shastra speaks about gods. So people get confused. Oh, there are many gods. Then. Actually, in Sanatana Dharma, Eko Brahmam Ditiyam Nasti. There is only one supreme God. The other gods are known as the Devas, demigods. Our Srila Prabhupada, he translates Deva as a demigod because they are not the supreme gods. They are the controllers. Even in our own city, there are so many powerful personalities, but then there will be the supreme powerful person. So similarly, in the whole creation that the Supreme Lord has manifested, there are great personalities who control the different aspects of nature, like rain is controlled by Indra. Then there is air, which is controlled by Vayudev. Then there is water controlled by Varuna, fire controlled by Agni Dev. So they are all gods in one sense, but they are not the supreme God. The supreme God is addressed as Bhagavan. He is the Adi Purush, and that Adi Purush is Krishna. That's what we hear from Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. Definitely, Bhagavad Gita is a very revered scripture for the Hindus or the people who are following Sanatana Dharma. For them, Bhagavad Gita is revered, and the book of Sanatana Dharma is Srimad Bhagavatam. So, Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam clearly says that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. Krishna himself says in Gita that Aham Adir Hi Devanam, I am the supreme God of all the small gods, the demigods. And Krishna says, Matta Parataram Nanyat Kintitasti Dhananjaya, there is nobody superior to me. Everybody, God means there is nobody superior. Naturally. He is Asamma Urdhva. Shastra says God is Asamma Urdhva. That there is nobody equal to him and there is nobody superior to him. So this is also one definition of God. So Krishna is Asamurdhva, there is nobody equal to him. He himself climbs. The whole Veda is glorifying Krishna. Even the great demigods like Brahma, Rudra, Indra, Chandra, Varuna, everybody is worshipping that supreme person called Krishna. Then in Brahma Samhita literature also, Brahma glorifies Krishna as the supreme personality of Godhead. He is the cause of all causes. There is nobody who created Krishna because he himself is the creator of everybody. And there can be hundreds of quotes which establish Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. So what is God? Means he should have the six opulences. And who is that God? Krishna is the supreme God. That's a very small answer I have given. We can elaborate on that also.
Yes. When we were discussing, you were telling about God is rich. Yes. A person who is very admirable to see with all powers.
Yes.
But when it comes to human birth or human janma, why are some people rich and some people poor? Is there a reason behind that?
Yes, definitely. One becomes rich, poor, beautiful, ugly, learned, not so learned. Somebody is really foolish in their activities. Some are really very smart, intelligent. Some become scientists, they don't have much intelligence, so they end up in a very meager job. So it's all because of the activities that one has done in the previous life. Janma Ishwarya Shruta Shri, one's good birth, one's good position, his scholarship, his beauty, it all depends upon the pious activity. There is pious activity and there is impious activity. When you do a pious activity, then you take birth and enjoy these opulences. And when you do impious activity, then accordingly you take a lower position and you suffer. So that depends upon the action that you do. So naturally, when one is definitely, happiness does not depend on rich and poor. That's different. But the position of becoming rich and poor, that depends upon pious activity. But you can be happy even if you are poor.
That was
That's-
my next question.
Yes,
What is
yes,
the
yes.
meaning of happiness? Because that is what everyone strives for.
Yes, yes,
No
yes.
matter what you are or
Yes.
how you are.
Generally, people think that one is happy when he is rich. They think one can be happy when one is beautiful. They think one can be happy when they are having a good birth. They are very much learned. They think they can be happy. But that's not the case. One can be happy even if he is poor, even if he is not so rich, or even if he is not beautiful. In fact, we see that Janma Aishwarya Shrutashrivi Yadamana Madapuman, that one only degrade himself by having a very rich position. Throughout the Shastra, you will find there are so many places how when someone is rich, they become puffed up, they offend the greater personalities. Throughout Bhagavatam, you will find so many stories how when somebody is becoming rich and very beautiful in their appearance, they only offend the greater personalities. But when somebody is poor, not so beautiful, they tend to be naturally humble because of their position. So they are not much puffed up. So the way to approach God becomes so easy for such persons.
Correct.
That's why in traditional Vedic society, you see that Brahmanas, they tend to keep themselves poor. They don't take a very rich position. Even in the case of Chanakya Pandit, very great politician of the Vedic Lord, he always kept himself in a very simple position. Though I think it was Chandragupta Maurya, the king, to whom he was advising. In fact, he wanted to offer his kingdom, but he was reluctant to take it because he was happy to live in a hut and give advice to the king who was living in a palace. So the position of happiness doesn't depend upon
what we have.
Yes, what we have. In fact, the definition for happiness is completely different as compared to the happiness that people think. People think sense gratification is happiness.
Materialistic happiness.
Yes, yes. There is a difference between materialistic happiness and the spiritual happiness.
Correct.
So materialistic happiness, they may think, okay, if I have money, then I will be able to satisfy my senses. I can buy some products, put it in my mouth, taste it with my tongue. I can be happy, see something with my eyes. I can enjoy something pleasing to my skin. So in that way, these are all happiness. But Shastra says that we are not the body. And whatever happiness that the materialists think, they think of enjoying with this body, which we are not. We are not the body. We are the person who is residing in the body. So in that sense, it is an illusion. Srila Prabhupada, our IskCon founder Acharya, he said, pleasure is an illusion. This is something, there is a misconception, we can say. The pleasure that we see here in this world is just a misconception. Real pleasure is with Krishna. That's why Shastra says, Raso vai saham labdhvananti bhavati, that Krishna is pleasure personified. When one connects to Krishna, then he can be happy. Otherwise, there is no chance of becoming happy. One may think that they are happy, but they can never be happy without any connection with God, Krishna. So to be happy, one has to connect himself with God. Just as a child who has lost the father can never be happy.
Correct.
The child is searching for the mother. It will always cry until it comes to the lap of the mother. So similarly, whatever we may try to do, when a child is crying, you may give him this, that, something, some lollipop or ice cream, something,
pacified.
maybe some time, but again he will start crying. But when the child comes and sits on the mother's lap under the protection of the father, then he is really happy. So similarly, we may go for this happiness, that will never
last long.
Yes, last long, and that will not satisfy us. One has to come to Krishna, who is the Supreme Lord, who is our Father. Krishna says in Gita, Pitamakas Jagato Mata Data Prapitamaha, that Krishna, he says, I am the father of all living entities. He doesn't claim the Hindus are my sons or the human beings are my sons. He says all species, all existence, whatever living being is there, everybody, they are all my sons. So in that sense, when one connects himself with Krishna, who is the father, mother, friend, well-wisher, then one can be happy. That's real happiness. That's what human life is meant for. Human life is meant for searching this happiness.
You told this world is all about illusion.
Yes.
What is Maya? Like when I was reading to some places,
Mm.
I heard that when you're in search of something deep inside, you're stuck in a circle and which comes back to the same question. Then you realize your surroundings is Maya, it's not you. As you
Yeah.
told, you are just the soul, you are residing in the body. That's it.
Yes. Maya generally refers to that which is not, which is that which is not is referred as Maya. Just as I am not this body, I am the soul residing in the body, but when I identify myself with this body, that is Maya.
Is
Because
this world Maya then?
definitely the world is Maya, no doubt. The world is fact, that is also fact. It's not that the world is illusion. It's in the sense that somebody is dreaming that he is being chased by a tiger. That's illusion. But definitely he is suffering the pain of the tiger chasing him. So that's a fact. That's why sometimes we see that somebody thinks that he is sitting in the king's asan like a king, as a king. But that's a dream. But these are all illusion. But he feels the pleasure that I am a king. So whatever perception that he is going on while dreaming, that is true in the fact that that is for a short time. But when he comes out of the dream, he realizes that that is not true. Okay. So in that sense, in spiritual circle, because this world of illusion is temporary, in that sense this is called as illusion. Just as a dream is a temporary, just as in a dream you are 1 hour as a king ruling some country, maybe the whole world, but when you come out of the dream you are no more the king of the world. But for a 1 hour you are in the illusion of enjoying. Similarly, here in this world, somebody thinks I am the president of America, I am the prime minister of India. Maybe they have a 70-year thinking that I am the king of this country. So maybe it's a longer dream. But still this is illusion in the eternal time. So in that way we say that this world is Maya. That which is not. And all this Maik, this illusion is because of our identification with the body. We think ourselves to be this body, the enjoyer of the body, but we are the person who is living inside the body. So we have to get out of this Maya by knowing who we are and by knowing who God is, who created all these things. We have to think about all these things. That's why Shastra is there, which is guiding us to come out of this illusion. Tamasoma Jyotirkamaya. This Maya is Tama, this is ignorance. And we have to come to light, we have to come to brightness.
Prabhuji, you told about illusions, past life, and everything. What is this karmic depths? Do people take rebirth because of their karmic leftover depths in their previous janma?
Definitely, definitely. There is past life, and because of past life action, one takes body, another body, and gets the reaction. In fact, because of the action that one has done in the past life or previous lives somewhere, and they get the reaction in this life or in some of the future lives, it goes on like that. And when we say there is rebirth, then we have to accept past life, because if this birth is there, then definitely there is a past life. This is very simple. Just as now I may be in my middle age, but I have crossed my adolescent age. But before adolescent age, I was a teenager. Before that, I was a child. But in every stage, I was having a different body, but that body is not there. So for me, past life, even in this life, is a reality. Even in this life, I had so many past lives. I was a youth, I was a teenager, I was a boy, I was a child, and I do have remembrance of all these stages. But this is my past life. Now I have a fully different body. I was not having such a body that time. I don't know where that body went. Naturally, it has gone. So similarly, I can understand if I go more into the past, I had a different body, and if I have to go to the future, then I will have another body. Krishna says in Gita, Deginosmin yata dehe kaumaran yavvanam jara tata dehantara prapti dhirastatrana muhyati. Just as in this body, one has crossed different stages of child, youth, and then old age, old person. Similarly, the soul, which is the dehi, that goes into the another body after the body is finished. So this is called reincarnation, that one enters into another body. But all the bodies that one is getting, that depends upon the activity that the particular person has done in this life or the previous life, whatever life they have taken.
When you told that soul departs from one body to other body once this life is end, does the soul choose the parents?
Srimad Bhagavatam says, Karmana devanetrena janto dekopapatyate. That the higher living beings who are residing in the higher zones, they decide what body this particular person has to take. We cannot choose our parents. What to speak of choosing our parents? I cannot choose what country I want to take birth from. I cannot choose what species I want to take. I cannot choose myself to take birth in a very powerful lion's body. I cannot choose. I cannot choose the parents also. Even if at all I have to take a body in a human birth, I cannot choose who can be my parent. So we don't have any power to choose, and that powers are designated to the demigods, who are the higher powers, who are working under the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. So it works like that. But they are deciding who should be my parent or where I should take birth. But that depends upon the activity that I do. So in one sense, one may say that, yeah, you got such a parent, you took birth in such a country, it's because of you. We cannot blame, okay, I did not do anything. The higher personalities, they put me in such a country, they put me in such a family. But that depends on your karma. But you are not deciding, but based on your activities, the demigods are doing all these things.
Because this generation, they only want instant happiness, instant money. So they always keep blaming to their parents. I am not born in a rich family. My parents are not rich enough. So this is why this question arose.
Yeah. People are born in ignorance.
Correct.
That's why Shastra says, Om Angyanam Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. That we are all born in ignorance. That's why why at all schools are there? Because we are born in ignorance. Schools are there to educate us.
Correct.
Similarly, the Vedas are there to educate us because we do not know. We may think that I am not born in so and so family, but it's because of your previous action. But somebody is born in such and such family because of his action. People are not knowing all these things, so we have to educate them. Not just the modern youths. My observance is that even the people who are old, they also do not know. This was not taught. We are in a very, very precarious situation that the valuable knowledge present in our Shastra, especially in the form of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, is not known to people because this is not taught in the schools and colleges. Srila Prabhupada, in his preface to Srimad Bhagavatam, says that Kaumaran Acharit Pranya Dharman Bhagavataniha, that the Srimad Bhagavatam should be kept as textbooks for all the students in the schools and colleges. So only when people, they study Srimad Bhagavatam, then they'll get the knowledge. And this knowledge is fully beneficial. This is beneficial for themselves in all walks of life. Even if you are going to live a life, that also is helpful. And even if you want to know the higher purpose of life, that also is possible by taking a knowledge from these books. That's why we want to promote this knowledge. In fact, IskCon, generally, people see that IskCon is a temple. That's true, IskCon is a temple. But our Acharya wanted this IskCon to be an education institution. Even traditionally, Temple is not a place to just go and get some blessings and pray for what you want. Especially the place where Vishnu is worshipped, it's a place of dissemination of knowledge. People should go there and take knowledge from a sadhu who is there, who knows the Shastra. He may be a Brahmana or he may be a sannyasi who is residing there, who is regularly attending there. Go, sit and hear from him and get this knowledge. Otherwise, modern youth speak so many things. They say there is no God. What I can do? Helpless. Get our books. Take Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, especially Srimad Bhagavatam. This is Bhagavat Tatta Vijnana Mukta Sangasya Jayate. Bhagavatam is so scientific in its presentation. It speaks all aspects. It speaks about the creation. It speaks about the secondary creation. The first creation is the elementary creation, how the elements came. It's all described in Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam speaks about time factor. Bhagavatam speaks about astronomical subjects also. Bhagavatam speaks about even head transplantation happening in the past. So many wonderful things that you see that Bhagavatam is describing. It's speaking about the history of the kings who ruled the planet, Bharatavarsha, who ruled. So it's a historical book, it's a scientific book, it's an astronomical book, it's a poetical book. It's a highly literary contribution given by the great sage Vedavyas in his maturity. This is the book that we should educate our children. Especially they should know what life is. Yeah, the goal of life, and especially who God is, what his activities are.
And why we are born here.
Yes, everything. Everything is there in Srimad Bhagavatam.
So and people who read these kind of books, be it Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita, they tell their inner self is opened up. They found a new self, or they tell inner engineering has happened. Yes. What does that mean?
If somebody has sincerely read Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam, they should come to the conclusion that they have seen Krishna in these pages. Because in Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam, just Krishna is presented.
Because that was my personal experience. Whenever I ask people, what is your favorite book? Where you revisit again, maximum majority answer that I had received is Bhagavad Gita.
Who is the head of the family? Father. He is in a higher position. Who is the person who is lower in the family? A child. But it doesn't mean that the child is exploited by the father. Correct. In fact, child is taken much care by the father. So this is the position between Krishna and all the Jivatmas who are all sons of Krishna. So it's a beautiful life. When one reads Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, they get a good connection with the real Father, Supreme Father Krishna. That's why we want to promote this knowledge, specifically Srimad Bhagavatam, which explains everything very beautifully. Yes.
And there are these energies, good energies and bad energies, positive, negative. Yes. How are all this created?
Good energy, negative energy. We can say spiritual energy, material energy. Material energy is a bad energy. Spiritual energy is a good energy. We can say one is light and the other is dark. You may put it in a light, or this is a dark energy, whatever the terminology modernity puts, you can put. But we should know that there is something called spiritual and there is something called material. And when you are connected spiritually to God, then you are a spiritual person, then you can be happy. But if you are not connected with God, the reality is Krishna. If you are not connected with Krishna, then you are in a dark energy. You can call this is dark matter, and that is light matter, or spirit or anti-spirit. You can call in any way. But if somebody is in light, then they can see things as it is. Just as we are in a studio, light is there everywhere. You can see me, I can see you. Everything is seen. But if somebody is in darkness, then they cannot see anything. So when somebody is in the dark energy, naturally they cannot have knowledge. And because of no knowledge, they will have only sufferings. When somebody is in light, they can have knowledge and naturally they will be happy. That's why Shastra always speaks about fearful condition, lamenting condition, illusion to be dark. In a dark situation, one cannot be happy, especially when there is no sun, when night falls. Now we are in a city, light is even there during night time. But traditionally, if you go to the village, if the sun is set, then it is complete dark. Then naturally people are afraid of snakes, scorpions, thieves. They come, the plunderers, they come in the night. All the bad elements, they come in the night. Ghosts, they come in the night. When the sun sets, then all the bad elements are out.
Correct.
Yeah, but in the modern city, of course, 24 hours the bad elements are there. But specifically, dark means the bad elements are out. So dark energy means the bad energy. Bad energy means you do bad activities or you are entangled in this bad energy. So we should come out of this dark energy and go to the light energy.
Can someone reach this path of light energy or positive energy through meditation?
Yeah, definitely. Meditation is recommended in the Shastra, but we should know what is real meditation. The real meditation is remembering Krishna. Dhyana vastito tadgatena manasa pashyanti yam yoginaha. People generally think meditation means they should go and sit in a place aloof and just think of nothing. Actually, meditation is not possible thinking of nothing. Meditation means you are intensely thinking of something. That is meditation. So, in one sense, everybody here in this world is doing meditation. Like you are part of a YouTube channel. So, you are always meditating of promoting the channel, how you can spread something good to the society. You are meditating on that. The Prime Minister of India is meditating on how I can do good to the country. The family man is meditating on how I can benefit the family. So in that way, a family man is meditating always on the development of his family. In that way, all activities you do, working 12 hours a day, 7 days a week also, it's intense meditation on him. So naturally, everybody is meditating on something. So in spiritual life, meditate on Krishna. It's not that we have to go to the forest and remain aloof. In fact, it is not possible, especially in this age of Kali Yuga. The meditation technique was possible in Satya Yuga, where people, they did not have any disturbance. They could clearly sit in a place and meditate on the activities of Krishna. But that is not possible in this age. So it's recommended that people engage in chanting the holy names of Krishna, hear the pastimes of Krishna. You can sit anywhere, take Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, read it, and you are meditating on Krishna, the ultimate reality. The goal of human life is to meditate on Krishna. That is easily possible by chanting his holy names and reading about Krishna.
When do we get mukti then?
Yeah, that's why karmani nirdagati kintu ja bhakti bhajam. You can clear your karmic debts. You don't have to suffer the reactions. When one surrenders to Krishna by hearing about him, chanting his glories, then naturally all his karmani debts, nirdahati, it just goes away. That's why in Padma Purana there is a verse, Kutam Bijam Phalon Mukam Krameneva Praliyata, that whoever engages in hearing about the glories of Krishna, engages in his devotional service, naturally all his karmic reactions, which are yet to be manifested or which are manifested, which are in seed form, which are in a stock, everything will be finished just by engaging in devotional service to Krishna. When one engages in bhakti, the path of bhakti is just supreme. When one engages in bhakti path,
the ultimate is mukti.
Yes, mukti is a byproduct of bhakti. We don't stress mukti because for the higher personalities, naturally they get mukti as a byproduct. When Krishna is supreme, naturally it's easy for them to get mukti. But for the devotees, the goal of bhakti is not mukti. The goal of bhakti is bhakti itself. We want only bhakti. Bhakti means loving God, loving Krishna. When you love somebody, you feel like it's not that you want to be in one particular position, then only you can love him. When you have love, you are in any position, you will be very happy.
Correct.
So similarly, when you are loving Krishna, then you don't even bother to take birth or get liberated. So the pure devotees of the Lord, they only think that if at all I have to take birth, let me take birth in a pure devotee's family so that I can continue my bhakti. They want only bhakti. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's philosophy. He said that Nadanam Najanam Na Sundarim Kavitamba Jagadisha Kamaye Mama Janmani Janmanishware Bhavatat Bhakti Rahaitikitvi. Oh Lord Krishna, I am ready to accept any number of births. Mama Janmani Janmanishware. No problem. You give me any number of births also. But please give me bhakti always. Bhavatat Bhakti. I want to be engaged in pure devotion to you. That you give me. This is bhakti. So, liberation is just a byproduct. For pure devotees, liberation is a bad word.
Okay.
Mukti is considered as a high.
Okay.
Usually, dharma, artha, kama, moksha. People of Sanatan Dharma, they engage in dharma so that they get artha. Dharma produces artha. Means you get a good economic development. Then you engage in kama, sense gratification, and when you are frustrated, you want to get moksha. The path of moksha is there, but the pure devotees of the Lord, they go for the fifth matter, fifth subject, which is prema. Prema is higher than moksha. In fact, Mukti Mukulitanjali Sevate Asman, that Mukti Devi is standing at the doorstep of a pure devotee and asking for some seva. People are rushing to get liberation. But Shastra says that Mukti Devi is falling at the feet of a pure devotee and begging for seva. Give me some seva. So the position of bhakti is very high in Shastra. People are unaware of many things. People are unaware what can be done. So we have to educate people. But liberation is a byproduct. We are not saying that liberation is not. We have to get liberated. But then the real liberation is situating yourself in love of Krishna. That is real liberation.
That's a wrap for part 1 of our conversation. Stay tuned for part 2, where we'll dive deeper into aspects of life and explore more about what makes life meaningful. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more inspiring content.